This is how the chaos turned into something beautiful, and how we hosted a multicultural Thanksgiving without losing our minds. We tried to come together as a family, as a multicultural family of Filipinos, Guatemalan, Mexican, and anybody else who may come, who knows. One time we had Indian. So yeah, it's not the chill one vibe thing. It's a gathering of a lot of flavors, a lot of languages, and coming together at the end is just an experience like no other, and we enjoyed it very much. Let me take you through how this whole Thanksgiving came together. It all started with a very romantic idea, a Thanksgiving that blended our cultures. And reality is that we had to fix so many things around the house. We had to paint tables, we had to paint walls, we had to clean every single thing that we could think of. Our kitchen is not the best right now. Our oven is average.
And yeah, so I'm gonna show you here what we started doing. We knew that we were gonna use this patio a lot for this gathering. It's just right outside our bonus room. This bonus room was so important in this gathering. So we wanted to make sure that everything was clean and presentable, comfortable for people to sit in. I actually forgot to put this back on the seats. My husband was going to paint this table just with this paint, and it was just basic to give it a new life. This was thrifted from a neighbor, and we have a lot of thrifted items in the patio as well as in the bonus room. We don't really feel like we need to spend a lot of money. Actually, we got some really good things from my daughter's godmother. And here I'm cleaning, and I'm showing you how dirty my kitchen was. It really needed to be cleaned by me in this way, because I was neglecting to do it. And this is the good thing about Thanksgiving, to be honest. For me, hosting Thanksgiving means getting my house super clean and ready to host. So the aftermath is just it lasts, and it just feels so good once I get everything done. So I did this a couple of days before the gathering, actually more than a week before the gathering, because I had to really start in stages to get the house ready. And I wanted to have everything ready so I could feel like I can decorate. I didn't want to put more decorations or anything on the bookshelves or anywhere if I didn't clean the dust and everything else. So this turned out to be really well. I'm glad that the paint, it's the one that you can clean, and I use different methods to clean, but mainly it was that with soap and water. And this took me a while, and I just cleaned what was most dirty in all of it. This is the second stage of what I'm showing you here. It's how I prepare the garden. These spaces are definitely where we have people, just chilling and enjoying the day. And at this point, what I'm showing you is the by the end of the summer how everything was actually really neglected as well, because it was so hot outside that I really didn't do much with my roses and all the bushes outside in the quad area. So I was really ready to trim these and get them ready for the winter as well, because they go dormant. Although this year it seems a little warmer, and they are, even though they are so short after I prune them all, they still are getting new buds, and they look like they are gonna have flowers. I don't know if that's gonna end up happening, but I do this every year. I make sure my roses are very short throughout the winter, and this was early in the fall when I'm doing this, and I make sure that everything was ready for the party as well. I'm sorry, I'm really late to this, I guess, but this is really to show you how I prepare my house, and to encourage you, if you have any desire to host, any desire to really open your house for others, to go ahead and do it. It's really a labor of love, but you know what, if you start with enough time and you prepare your house little by little, like they say, eat the elephant one bite at a time, you will get there, and you will be so happy with the results. And the idea of having your house open for others to enjoy it as well, to have a home that welcomes others, not only like the sign says, right? Sometimes we put a sign outside in the door that says welcome, but to really make it a welcoming place for others to enjoy. And I was really glad to see people out here in the quad. They were drinking there, they were having food out there in that little table we had in this space. And I opened the umbrella. I think I will show you a clip of the end result. But yeah, it took me a while, because it was like a wild selva, we say in Spanish. It was a forest, or I don't remember the word in English, but yeah, I mean, it is a labor of love. And this area of the house, it's kind of like my domain, I guess. My roses are always something that I prune and that I take care of. My husband helps me too, spraying them with the solution we make with soap and water, because they get aphids, and why not. But because sometimes I don't have time to do it, I need his help. But this space needed so much help. It needed to be pruned, and it needed to be cleaned. There was a lot of dry leaves already early in the fall, and I really needed to fix my other plants as well. This really is a ongoing job, when you have a garden, when you have plants. And surprisingly, I have time for it. I have time for my kids, for my cooking, for my cleaning, for my gardening. I really wear a lot of hats. I don't know if you feel the same way, but sometimes I feel like I wear so many hats. Some are more of a professional person, because many times I gotta be the therapist for my kids. Yeah, in learning to communicate and stuff like that. I myself, I'm learning constantly to be better, because believe me, This year, 2025, I've learned so many things about myself, and I think it's because this is the first year where I felt really having another child was real, and I expanded my patience, and my heart also grew bigger, in accommodating another child in my life, in just making room for her in my heart, in my space, in everything I do. Those roses were really nice when I cut them, and I put them on my counter for a while. They were really nice. Those were the last crop that I was able to cut and enjoy in the house, and they were actually white and red, so they were kind of like Christmas colors, but a little early. But this year was really, I've learned so much, and I am really not proud of a lot of things that I am sometimes as a mom, but I have to be really, easy with myself. I don't know, generous and charitable and loving towards myself, because it's tiring. It's not like an 8 to 5 job where you get out of the job and you just go rest and forget about it till the next day. I'm here in the home every day, every single day, and every single hour there is something that needs my attention, even at night, and it can get tiring. But I have to tell you that everything is a grace from God. All the good things that come from me, at least, I believe in this, that all the good things that come from us are from God, and all the bad things, of course, come from us. But the key of the matter, I think, is to learn to grow. Growing is painful sometimes. We don't want to face our shortcomings and our limitations, but it's possible to be better. Like Jesus said, be perfect, like I am perfect. So why did he say that if it wasn't possible, right? It is possible for sure. It's little by little and with a lot of patience. And just like this garden, sometimes I think, wow, when I was pruning these roses, that idea came to me. My heart needs to be pruning too. My soul, my heart, my mind, my emotions, everything needs to be pruning and cleaning, because it can be cluttered by resentment or anger. It can be cluttered by tiredness and boredom or busyness, and it's necessary to just prune it. How do you prune it? Well, I will say by praying to God, but he really gives me the graces to continue every day. I don't know, maybe you are a mom that feels sometimes tired, and also like nobody sees all the little things that you have to do. To be honest, it's maybe a mountain of little things, and sometimes it's so easy to say, hey, what is she doing? What is she doing in the house? I don't believe that she has anything to do. That's something that bothers me, when people think that there is nothing to do for a homemaker, that we are just filing our nails away or something. But there is a mountain of little things that need to be done, and if you don't do it, nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to remember to move that pile of things that need to be moved, or because for other people it may not be a priority, but for you are watching that pile every day, and if you don't move it, nobody's going to move it. But I really think that that I wear a lot of hats, and I I feel like if it wasn't by the grace of God, I don't know. I don't know what will happen. I am not a saint, or I'm not a perfect person yet. So I have my shortcomings and limitations. But you know what? If anything, I hope that you can feel the satisfaction I feel by having the end result after cleaning. This was a lot of cleaning we did, not just me. If I record all the things that I cleaned to host this Thanksgiving, there will be hours and hours and hours on end. I edited and I put away, deleted a lot of stuff, and I actually didn't record everything because there is a limit to what I can record. It's very difficult to try to get everything, and sometimes you just need to go fast and do it without thinking about anything else, about where the camera is, if it is getting wet, or if it's getting too much sun, or if you're outside. But I did a limit amount of recording, and I hope that it gives you a motivation to go ahead and get your house ready to host. Because the end result is really having the people come over and enjoy and having a good time. It's wonderful. And actually, I am still reaping the fruits and benefits of hosting, because my house is still fairly clean, fairly organized, and it's just awesome that I was able to do all that job, all that work to host, but actually it lasts for a while. So this is the end result I'm showing here, a little bit of it, and then I'm gonna think this is another day, and I'm trying, like you can see, like I said, this is another day, and I did this in different stages and days, because it's impossible to just do it all at once. My kids need to eat, or they need to nap, or whatever, so I need to go back inside and do other things, and I'm doing all sorts of things. Thankfully, they love being outside, so they go away with their bikes sometimes, and they don't have to be entertained or anything. They really have a good time outdoors. I love that about them, and also about the place where we live. To be honest, I'm thankful for this house, because we bought this house because we saw the potential for our kids. To be honest, having our kids be able to play, it's awesome. Having our kids having a place where to run around and explore their abilities and creativity, it's amazing. So that's why I did that. But we did that. This house is perfect for that, and I thank God for the gift of this house, and also the gift of health. To be honest, it's I don't know, you guys, but I pressed a video the other day about a person that got cancer, and ever since, I've been getting all these videos of people that are telling their story about their cancer journeys, and I'm like, yeah, we never know, really. I actually was looking at a story of a guy that lost his wife, and I was telling my son about that. You never know when is the last I love you, when is the last hug that you're gonna give your loved ones. So might as well do it today. And I was trying to tell him, what if you misbehave, and then I go to Jesus, and you're like, oh, I wish that I never did that. But I try to teach my son that all the feelings are good. They just come to ourselves, and we just have to learn to manage them properly, because anger is not bad. It's just what we do when we get angry, right? We have to manage. We have to be the grown-ups for them to shape their selves and their emotions, and be able to control their anger. But I'm thankful. I'm really thankful for my health and for my kids' health, my husband's. And this was lunch that day. I am showing you here that we were going to eat some fish. This takes me to the idea of really, being more intentional in what I put in my kids' plates, because they need healthy food. I need healthy food too. We want to last for a little longer here in a good shape, and I'm thankful for all this exercise that I do when I'm cleaning too, because I like to go, walk with my family, but sometimes it's not possible, maybe the weather or whatever. Here I'm showing you how I changed this little table was gonna go to our breakfast nook, where it actually belongs to our breakfast nook. And okay, so this is our groceries for the Thanksgiving. Not everything was, but we bought a lot of stuff at Walmart, and I will show you in a little bit here.
Okay, so he went to two places, Walmart and Costco. These green beans are obviously from Costco. It's the Kirkland brand. We got the potatoes for the mashed potato. I'm gonna do from scratch green bean casserole. This is the mushrooms. We got cranberries. Some loaves of sourdough that we eat. Eggs. Shallots. We got sweet corn for the cornbread we're gonna make. Baking powder. Salt. Cornstarch. We got a couple of boxes of drinks. This is hot chocolate and this is apple cider. We got some presents for Christmas, and these are cookies too to give away. Yeah, it's cold. Papaya for me. The plates for the potty. Honey soda for the potty. And more things for the potty, the napkins, the plates. We'll do the onions from scratch, but he got this back just in case. And I think that's about it. Yeah, ham in there, and we got turkey already. And turkey.
And here my husband is helping me move those tables. That was a big project, moving furniture, because it's a lot. Sometimes things are not really where they need to be, but they were when we had the party, so that was good. Here I'm cleaning the floor. This steamer that my husband got me this year, I've been using it so much. I used to have a regular mop to clean the floor, but we have so much floor here because we took out all the carpet that this has been so much better. The pads that are under, I just take them off and I wash them in the washing machine with some soap and sometimes chlorine to take off, everything and leave it really clean. But it's so helpful. These lemons are actually from our tree. I just wanted to show them to you because we have had so many lemons from a tree that we bought at Costco. These are I think our first harvest, and then the other day I just got another one. They are Meyer lemons, I believe. They have to be yellow when you take them off the tree, so we had to wait a long time. I'm starting here the cleaning process for the bonus room, which is this room you see there, and that's where we had the main gathering. This is the first year we have this bonus room. I just realized that the other day when I was decorating. I was thinking, wow, no wonder I feel like I have less decorations for Thanksgiving and Christmas, because now I am spreading them with this, all the way to this room as well. So I need a little more decorations for both holidays because of that room. It's a really nice big room that my husband prepared or completed this year. It took him a year to complete it because he was working at the same time as trying to get it done, and I have a video about that. If you want to watch it, I will leave the card up on top and in the description. Everywhere you'll see that video. But yeah, it's a pretty nice room, and people really enjoyed it for Thanksgiving. These plants, I had a better spot for them. We actually ended up moving some furniture around, putting some more tables. It was a big thing, you guys. I'm still recuperating. I still feel like I'm tired from this thing, but it's getting better. It's been a few days now. I already decorated for Christmas by now, but I want to start, hosting more. We are ready with this room. So before, for the last year, we were like, the house is really not in a good shape for hosting because this room wasn't ready. So, and actually we've been hosting a few things here for my friends that left, that moved out of state. And I miss you guys if you were watching. At least my friend, my daughter's godmother is the one that knows about my channel. But I'm still in contact with them, and I am really happy that we are able to stay in touch. Friends are important, in my opinion, and that's me. That's just how I feel about it. But I know some people don't think the same way. Anyways, let's get back to this video. And this room is now a lot less cluttered because we moved some of the toys to their rooms, to the kids' room, where they sleep. And it's a lot better that way. I don't want so much clutter in this room. They're actually just pulling whatever they want to play with and bringing it here in this room. And we took out this carpet. We made it really nice for people to enjoy. We actually used that TV you see there on that wall for watching football or whatever sports people wanted to watch during Thanksgiving, because my family, or my husband's family, is a lot of into sports, and that's good that we got this TV for them to do that. And the other TV had music, just to one of those videos that YouTube has with a fireplace and jazz or like Christmas music. So it was really nice. And then at the end they started singing karaoke. So it was it was a really nice thing to do. I was happy that every room got used, even the prayer room, the one that's gonna, in the front of the house, was used to take naps. So yeah, it was a lot of work to move these furniture pieces. But hey, I don't want to discourage you if you have to do this for yourself as well. This is a moment where I was able to see what we had in these drawers and make sure that I know where things are, and also get rid of stuff that I don't want. I find it so necessary to declutter and to clean everything. Of course, my kids were trying to help as well. So they also, were going around and helping us in everything they could help with. So yeah, we were finding that we had tablecloths there from other years, and we had so many things that we didn't know. We actually had some decorations there. At this point, I still needed to decorate the house, and it was just a couple of days before the party. But you know what? It is what it is. Really, I've noticed that the time that I have decorations for Thanksgiving or the fall or whatever is getting shorter and shorter these days. I don't know, maybe I just do it too late. I try to get ready for Thanksgiving, of course, and that just happens a little later. I think I will be trying to decorate earlier next year because I really enjoy the decorations that are for the fall and for Thanksgiving. And I actually found a box too late of ornaments and not ornaments, what do you call that, decorations for Thanksgiving that we bought at a state sale not too far away from our home, and we didn't get to use it because I forgot about them. It's been the theme lately. I think, where is this or where is that pertaining to winter clothes, things like that I put away, and it's been a year since I revisit them or use them or needed them, and I forget that I have them. And then when I all of a sudden look, I go, oh my gosh, all these things that I was like not finding and not thinking I didn't have, and I have not been using them. That happened with me with a drawer full of winter clothes that I just realized that I had a while without opening, and finally it dawned on me, oh, here it is, my winter clothes that I put away. But anyways, that's why I'm a big advocate of decluttering and minimalizing all the stuff that I have around, because it just becomes this big task of managing inventory of different things that we may need for whatever reason. But and if I start forgetting about them, I just it's not a good use of things if they just stay put away for a whole year and then I forget about them. But then again, little by little, I think there will be more of a normal thing, when I've been going through transitions because of having a baby. That's challenging because you go through so many stages. I go through the stages of breastfeeding or just being pregnant. I've been pregnant twice, and now I had to clean all of the things that pertain to my maternity clothes, and soon I will be probably decluttering or cleaning my stuff for the breastfeeding stage of my life that is ending soon. I don't think we are going to have any more babies, not because we don't want to, but because we are both maybe a little too old already for that, but we'll see what God has in store for us. For sure I will be homeschooling, and we are already thinking a lot about that. So the homeschooling is something that is going to be a priority for next year to start, because my boy is gonna be 5. But hey, that's the good thing about homeschooling, right? You don't have to pressure yourself, rush, or it's a lot more relaxed, and you can definitely meet the requirements in a more timely manner, regardless of how slow you go, because you just need to organize yourself. Well, here I'm talking about really knowing much. Throughout the years I've acquired some knowledge about homeschooling, but I never done it, and so I will be exploring that as well next year. I will be wearing the hat of a teacher. And if you are a homeschooler yourself, why don't you drop me a comment in the section below, in the comments section, and let me know how is it going for you, especially if you are a new homeschooler parent. How was this year for you as a beginner? And please help me feel encouraged in that endeavor as well. So here I am cleaning the outside windows and doors. This is something that I really love to do at least twice a year, in the spring and the fall. And it's never really done exactly the way I would like to, because my kids just love playing with the water, of course, and they have more fun than me. I get more stressed out. In this day, when we were cleaning outside, we finished with these doors and windows and realized that there was a lot of mud that accumulated because it was raining for a few days. So we rolled our sleeves and got into the big task of cleaning that mud. You're seeing me here moving the trash cans because the mud was all on this path, and I just didn't want all that dirt in this little driveway that we have here. Luckily my son helped me so much. I was so proud of him, because he really took upon him the task of cleaning that space. He wanted to use the hose, and he wanted to use the shovel, and we were able to finish. He told me, "Mommy, we're going to stay here the whole day cleaning this space," because it really was a big task. But we were able to leave it in a more decent shape, and we actually had to change the hose that we had, because the hose on this side of the house was too short to get to those areas that I wanted to clean. I really needed to pressure wash this part of the house, and so that was critical for me to move the hose and use a longer one that could reach all those spaces. I don't know, but it's so satisfying to use water when cleaning, and of course I was trying not to waste too much water, but at the end, it was the only way I was gonna be able to get all this done. I tried sweeping it. I tried, we shoveled it out. After this initial water shower that I did on top of these, all of these, I started shoveling around, shoving the dirt out, and my kids were just starting to realize what was happening here. But after a while, they were so dirty. They started playing with the mud, with the puddles of water, and after this, I took them to take a bubble bath, because it was just one of those days when the dirtier the clothes, the more fun you had. And it certainly was fun, especially for my little girl. She was also trying to help with that little shovel that you see her holding, but she started jumping around on the mud and the water. And thankfully, that helped me finish the job, because if I have crying kids and they are not having a good time, then I cannot really do my job. And I need to, of course, attend to whatever they need from me. So this is where he started shoving, and he was good at it. He just needed some help at the beginning, but after a while, I just let him do it. And I actually went to get another shovel myself, because it was going to be a job for 2 people, and if we wanted to finish soon enough. And I always, when I do this type of work, I always tell myself, why didn't I keep it clean? If I just do it a little bit every day, this will not get so bad. Grant you, there was days that were just raining, and the rain was coming and going, and it was going to be impossible for me to be doing this every day, or like sweeping the floor or the concrete every day. But yeah, those are the things that sometimes I demand from myself that I know are impossible, because some things that just need to be left alone for a while if the weather is really difficult or bad outside, if it's raining or it's too hot or it's too cold. Like right now, we are coming into a season, we are going to winter. There was freezing temperatures for the past 2 nights, I believe, which means below the 30s and at night, 30 Fahrenheit. And yeah, we've been just hunkering down. We have not been able to go for walks. Some other years there has been snow, and you probably don't think it's a big deal if you are in a state where you get lots more snow and more of a freezing temperature. But yeah, we don't get the snow every year here in California, or at least in this part of the state. But if we do, I really like it, because it's part of Christmas, and it's beautiful as well. I love having the 4 seasons that are really marked in the year. When it's spring, it's so beautiful. When it's winter, summer is so hot. Winter is really cold, and the spring and the fall, of course, are my favorites, because they are not so extreme, and the weather is extremely pleasant, and I enjoy it very much. But it's beautiful to have all seasons. How about you? Do you have all seasons where you live? I mean, some states have a lot more extended periods of winter, I guess, or extended periods of summer. And like here, right, they have more of a marked seasons throughout the year. And it's really nice to be able to enjoy the place where you live. I wonder, how it is. I will never be able to live in Alaska, for example, where it's really cold most of the time, or there are bears where I walk around. My brother-in-law used to live there, and one time there was a bear right outside his cabin, and yeah, that would be just nerve-wracking for me. That's why one of the reasons why hiking and camping is a little bit frightening for me, because of the bears. But for the most part, I really enjoy being outdoors. And like I said before, I couldn't not live in Alaska or a place where it's really extremely hot all the time. Maybe, I don't know, sometimes, I don't know what the other, Texas maybe. I don't know. I don't want to bash on anybody's state, but every state, I guess, has something beautiful, of course. My husband was able to visit all of the 50 states in the United States when he was growing up with his family. They will visit one state every year for vacation, or not just one, but a couple of states. They took different routes throughout the years to be able to complete, until they went all to Alaska and visited there, and they completed. And they actually have a story on the newspaper, in the Alaska newspaper, that was the family. They were the family that completed the 50 states, and it was just a nice story to tell, I guess. And of course, my brother-in-law influenced the newspaper story as well. As well as my husband visited Antarctica, and there is penguins and a lot of ice everywhere, and that's just oh my gosh, something that I will not really enjoy per se. If I'm able to stay in the cruise ship inside, where it's cozy and I don't have to freeze outside, I will probably bear with the whole thing, but not because I really just want to put myself in that situation. I don't know. What about you? Are you team cold, or are you team warm? I am from a tropical place. My country, Guatemala, is called the Eternal Spring, because it's always in a nice temperature weather-wise, and it rains, but it's always sunny. And I miss it, and I think my body just calls for tropical. I would think that the majority of people go for that, for the comfortable weather. But I have also realized that, now that I live in a place that has 4 seasons that are very marked, my body starts to feel a little more comfortable in higher or lower temperatures. Maybe I don't notice it as much anymore. Sometimes I don't get as cold, I don't get as hot, but it comes with the territory, right? You have to, we are very resilient individuals in general, right? And we are able to find ways to cope in different situations, I hope. And yeah, but if you ask me, and even when we went to Japan, which I have a video about that, we went to Japan early in the year. Oh man, it was so cold. And then we went to the Philippines. It was super hot. So we had 2 changes of weather that were really drastic in the same trip. It was of course really challenging to get, every piece of clothes that we needed to have. for the weather, because it was a lot that we needed to carry with us, but it was a good time to visit. I would like to go back to Japan when it's more of a, spring weather, and why not? It probably feels different, when you have to be all bundled up and you just want to be inside. It's not the same as when you can explore, especially, for example, going to Mount Fuji or somewhere outdoors. We really didn't do anything outdoors with our kids on these 2 trips, because one is challenging, the other is the weather was also challenging. But yeah, hopefully in the next years we can get our kids to enjoy the outdoors more, and especially going camping. My husband has been trying to get some camping spots in Sequoia and Yosemite, but you really need to do it 6 months in advance, because it's people are really ready to get their spots ahead of time. So I was showing you the end of that cleaning there, and I'm just gonna clean this window really quick. I will be showing you really soon when I started cooking for Thanksgiving, and I will be showing you the recipes that I made. They turn out well, I need to tell you, but I know that I will be perfecting those dishes a little more every year, because I don't eat those things very often. Mashed potato and green bean casserole, even the cornbread, especially the cornbread. Actually, I wish I didn't use the cans of corn, because it called only for water, but it was too dense. It really needed just water instead of the corn water that I put. You know how the canned corn comes with kind of like the liquid from the corn. I don't know what it is, but I used that as the liquid for the recipe, and I don't think it turned out that well. The flavor, the consistency, I didn't enjoy it. And I don't think my guests did either, because it was the least consumed item in the menu, or maybe because people didn't even want to try it. I don't know what it was, but I'm showing you here the decorations. My son wanted to put that there. He helped me, and he actually said, "Mama, I like to decorate with you so much." So he did that, and we are going to go into the other rooms here, and I'll show you the little details we have all throughout the house. We don't have much to decorate, to be honest, and I was still trying to find more pieces to put around the house. We did that banner on the wall that said "Welcome to our home," and trying to fix it right there. It was just simple details here and there that gave it a nice touch. We have some things on top here, especially the orange color everywhere. That table right there, I needed to fix. That was our coffee/dessert table. I have that on the wall that says "Give Thanks." Here was also those plants were outside at the end, and I just left that little one. Let's see if I go to the bonus room here. One of our aunts said that this looks like a restaurant. I had this centerpiece in this table, and let's see what else I have. Those pumpkins, and I found so many other things in a box recently. I was so a little upset that I didn't find it on time. We had this thankful and grateful sign, my plants, and some other things that just were right to put, right there. I like how this table turned out with the centerpiece of succulents in the middle and centerpiece in the middle. Yeah, this was not the final finish of everything, but if I don't do this tour right now, I wouldn't do it later, because it just turned out into waiting for the guests to come, I guess, and stuff like that. I think this was on Tuesday or maybe even Wednesday, I'm not sure, but really, our guests were coming really soon. Let's see what else I have. Oh yeah, I'm talking about this furniture is a relic from my my mother-in-law that my husband rescued from a storage. I probably should just paint it, but it's pretty old and it's still working and it's usable, so we are keeping it for a little while longer, and that's it. We put those 2 tables like you can see in the bonus room. The breakfast nook table had all the food. This is my little quad area. I put some pumpkins. Okay, here we start with the food. I did the green bean casserole from scratch, so I fried the onions, and here I'm making the mushrooms. I used a recipe from a blog that I found. I will link it in the description below. I like this particular recipe because I did it from scratch, and I don't really like using the canned soup for the mushrooms. And it turned out to be really good. It felt a little bit healthier, I guess. These are the potatoes for the mashed potato. These are my cornbreads. This is the end result of the green bean casserole. I did some pumpkin cupcakes. This is the end result of the cupcakes, and the mashed potato in progress as well. The turkeys, my husband was doing the herb butter, which was so good. It was sage, thyme, and rosemary. It smells so good, and he just mixed it with the butter and puts it all over the turkey.
Hi guys, it's Thanksgiving and I have to show you everything we are trying to get ready. Are you making nachos?
Yeah.
This is done. Might be dried out, but whatever. These will be cooked. You got too much arthritis, dude. Snap time, dude. Snap time.
Don't forget to make it a potluck. It really helps. Prep as much as you can beforehand because many things can happen, right? You don't want to be one of those where you end up with making everybody wait for food to be ready. And don't try to be perfect, just don't try to be the perfect host, just be present. We all can do this, you know, if we only just want to come together and enjoy a meal. And it doesn't have to be people you don't like. Now I want to hear from you. Tell me, how was your Thanksgiving? And I will see you in the next one. God bless. Bye-bye.